Okay.
Yeah. So with your permission and recordings.
Yeah, sure, sure, please. That's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Um, I think TSC Chapoli is in mute. I think that's it. So I think I'll have a quick introduction. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity, Prashant. It's just
Thank you.
out of a surprise, you got a call. I got a call from you. Thank you very much for that. Well, my name is Binu Kurien. I am from Trivandrum. It's southern part of Kerala, capital city of Kerala, Kerala. I work as a learning and HR consultant for hospitality projects, schools and colleges, where my main role is basically consult hospitality projects for the need of IT, HR, and training requirements. Plus, I visit schools and colleges where we train, mentor, coach, life skills plus vocational courses for hospitality as well as retail. Uh, my expertise is basically into HR, IT, and learning and development. I have 25 years of experience in the hospitality field. It's a diverse experience. After finishing my hotel management from Kolam IHM, I started my career with ITC. Then I moved to Maithras. I worked in operations in hotels. Then I started flying with Kuwait Airways for some time. I would say around 8 years. Then I came back to India, uh, ventured into IT sector, into HR and learning. Then my last stint was with Leela's as HR head. Sorry, learning and development at Kovalam. Uh, so that's a very small synopsis of myself, and I love learning and development. My other passions involves traveling, CSR activities, plus a little bit of media works. So since post 2018, September onwards, I'm of my own, doing training and development for privileged as well as privileged crowd in and around Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Any questions on that, or should I start the topic?
Sorry, actually, there are some network issues are there.
Oh, so you didn't hear that? What I say?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear, or was it very fast from my side?
No, sir, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll make it. Okay, now the discussions what I've made it for today is basically 7 interview question to assess, whether a candidate is cultural fit and how to answer them. This is a topic I've selected for the day. I know that you are doing a lot of trainings for students there. So, and again, I think it's your responsibility to place them. So placing is a equally important challenge affair as well as your training goes. So I would like to mention this, about company culture. Do you know what is a company culture is?
Sorry,
Culture
sir.
means
Ah, company culture. It's okay. I mean, there is no. You can say yes. You don't know. It just I don't want to in one side, way of training. So let us make it a little interactive. So if you say company culture, you must have working in Tata, Strive, or Tata, Taj Hotels or Leelas. There will be some culture, correct, maintained there. So I can add it on. It basically shared values, correct, practices and beliefs the company owns, correct. It's basically a beliefs or values or practices which a company stands for. In other words, it could be explained in layman's view. It could be a personality of a business, correct? Or maybe it can also we can also say a company's mission, vision, expectations, the work atmosphere, all constitute to a culture. So when you are hiring people or from the HR side, a talent management team would be searching for candidates who has their own values, beliefs, correct, and outlooks and behavior. The reason being why they look for this is that the answer is very simple. In basically, when I am going to hire X, Y, Z, I would like to see the particular candidate has his own beliefs and values which matches my organization's values. Correct. Do you understand? If I say,
Yes.
I believe my vision says that, Aditi Deva Bhava. That's my vision. I want to ingrain into the candidate for the same value, so that I am very sure that he will also serve my guests with that passion. Correct. That value has to be ingrained to the candidate as well. So the main reason why company is looking for values in candidates is that they will fit the work environment, which are more likely to be a satisfying environment for both the parties, right? And also the candidate will be very happy with the job. Understood? So if I have different values and the organization different values, it doesn't match. Down the line, what happens? This particular candidate will leave the organization. Correct. Nowadays, HR and learning and development have a big task in hand. One of the biggest, or rather, I would say the KRIs is that retention. This hospitality industry is losing people day by day. The reason could be many, but one of the reason maybe, from my thought process, could be mismatch of values between the organization as well as the candidates' values. So talent retention will increase if we can understand the candidates' values and beliefs, his personality traits, his behavior traits, and it will add value to his job performance. So when you hear a question during an interview process, how will I put this question? Yeah, give us an example of someone you worked well with. I'm asking the question to you. Can you give an example of someone you worked well with? Shant, can you answer this question?
A person who works well would be
Well
like a
with you.
person. Okay.
Ah,
So all my colleagues currently
hmm,
working are working well with me just because
ah,
they add on the value, they support me, and
okay.
they fit into the culture of Taj.
All right. Now, asking this question from the behavioral question, I sense that your attitude are very much team oriented. Couple of words which came in, I understood that you're a team oriented person. Correct.
Yes.
So maybe your down the line couple of questions will make me understand your abilities, a bit of personality, because HR and learning and development will be doing. I don't want to bifurcate learning and development HR because it comes under HR. So HR will be looking into their behavioral competencies or skills. The technical competencies will be more, okay, HR also will be looking into it, but more detailed one will be taken care of the HODs. For example, chefs will be asking their own questions, F&B manager will be asking their own questions. The behavioral questions I will be asking from the HR side. So I have created some questions for you people. Okay, we have discussed this. This is an open forum. So I have made 7 interesting questions. So I will crafting that answers is a good thing for you people. It could be tricky also. I have also have added up my points how to answer them. So that's the entire section is going to be. Agreed? Are you okay with that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Huh? All right. Now, the question goes to Chamoli team because we are only 3 people out here. I have 7 questions. So first question goes to you people. How would your colleagues describe you? Vinay, the question goes to you. How would your colleagues describe you? The chef also will get a question, the same question. How would suppose your intern coming to you, I would ask you the question, how would your classmates describe you? This is the first question for both of you. You can answer me.
Right, sir.
You understand what I'm going to say? The first question, think about it. If you can't answer, I can give you some tips, not a problem. The first question is, how would your colleagues describe you?
Uh, Actually, if I will say, so we never like spoke on open forum that what all they thought, think about me, or just we give a feedback about each other, how we are working, or we sometimes used to sit in each other's classrooms. So we observe that how he is taking the classes and what improvement does he needs. So we give feedbacks, but yes, if I'll talk about the description,
No, I understood.
for that
I'm
we
not.
need to
Yeah,
both,
yeah.
yes, we respect each
Vinay,
other.
Correct. And that is what you're giving feedback to see how to improve classes, what are your weaknesses,
Yes.
strengths. That's fine. But the one word of Vinay, for me, how do you describe? Your friend wants to describe. How do you want to describe Vinay as a person? Is forget about your classing.
If I have to describe Jitendra, like Jitendra is our step facilitator. So
Uh,
if I have to describe him, so I will say one word, like he is very dedicated person, dedicated and responsible.
oh, very good. Dedicated and responsible. So that's something. So basically, everybody has their own, one point of, address saying that this particular person is responsible. So Prashant is a jovial person. For I'm just giving an example. So helpful tip for this question. You can expect this as a question. This is a very behavioral question which many of the HR managers will ask. When you get this question, see, when I ask this question, you're all thinking, correct? So the best way to address this question is that ask someone close to you. Describe an occasion in which you are your best. Maybe you can find and talk with your wife. Maybe you can talk with your colleague's best friend and ask him, "Can you just tell me what is my best qualities I've shown?" Maybe it could be a wedding, maybe a cousin's wedding. You have taken up some lead and you have delivered it. So maybe with that, unless you will know what is your strengths are. Now, this will also give an good picture of the positive attitudes others see in you. Seen can others see in you? Because maybe we may not look in. Maybe we think that that particular quality is not there with us. Maybe somebody has observed it very closely, can give you feedback and saying that this particular person has this particular quality is going to add value to the career. Is my
Right.
explanation very clear so far? Any
Right,
doubts?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good.
So, and also describe that in a very positive light that demonstrates the values of your company. For example, I value Atiti Dev Bhava. So, the mission also says that Atiti Dev Bhava. So, you should tell him when my wife was not there, even though I'm a hotelier, after coming out of my college, I never did cooking. Did cooking. But all of a sudden, my, wife's cousin brother came to my house. I have to see it was unplanned visit. I did demonstrate Aditi process. These examples will make an HR person to study. You are initiating us. You are taking responsibilities. I'm just giving you small stories where we can add up value when you are given this question. Understood? So wherein you are, moreover, this question will also give a testimony of yours that you have done some homework about that particular company's culture. Correct? You can't just go and bluff. For example, there'll be Taj will have a lot of set of policies, their culture, all those things. So at least you do some homework to know the culture, trying to see that it's going to align with my culture. So, sir, I like it. That particular thing. Holi is being celebrated every day. You have a team meeting where you can bring in your you have a family meet where you can bring in your family. Where I love my family, so maybe then you indirectly you're telling the company that I my family also is a very most important thing along with my job. See, indirectly you're giving messages that your plus points so that company the talent management team will be impressed. So again, when you ask this question, please don't overdo it. Don't tell lies here. Don't be arrogant. Many cases when I have observed, when I ask this question, people tend to camouflage. They're not original. They try to give some stories, and their, arrogance comes in. So the first question will be able to understand that what sort of a person, it's like, a responsible person, a jovial person, a confident person. So how you answer this question makes you a perfect, will make us understand they are perfect fit for Liga or Rob Royce or not.
Right.
Understood? Understood?
Yes.
Yes,
Is my
sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
explanation clear enough?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. All right. Now my second question goes to Prashant.
Yes, sir.
We both are from the training fraternity. He was with Taj and I was with Leela. My simple question is, I don't want to embarrass you. Don't think that's an embarrassing question. Be very open. What motivates you, Prashant?
My job motivates me.
Then?
then I see people like a people in my head, like a center manager.
People,
In them, if in a hotel, if I see someone who is working hard than me in a bigger position, I get motivation by them. I
Okay,
want to
good.
become like that. Like
Okay, all right. Um, Chamoli, Vinay, and the chef is not answering anything. I want this. Don't be shy, chef. Not a problem. I'm not going to ask you how you make tandoori chicken, but you can tell me. What motivates you, chef?
Uh, a working environment.
Great. Okay.
It motivates me because if a person who has joined the company before 1 day before me, he
Mhm.
has 24 hours more experience than me in that company.
That motivates me. So you mean to say that his working style, persons in the company. Good.
Yes.
So this is a very tricky question, I would say. This your motivators, and I'm analyzing your motivators, and your personality will be fit for the job duties. So the way you said the question, I'm trying to assess you. So very genuinely, have told me, even if you have a person 1 year senior, 1 day senior to you, you are respecting. So you're a person, you're showing a quality of you respect people. Correct? Am I right or not? The word which you used, I'm just trying to. So saying like that, your personality is fit. It fits for me. Plus, there's other motivators like Prashant has said, hardworking. So we also like to see hardworking people around him to motivate him. Some people they say it's money. Some people say that it's like work-life balance. So a lot of things will come into the discussions. Whatever they want to say. So when answering this question, I would really would ask you to be very honest, okay, and also keep the audience in mind. Don't lie,
Yes.
okay.
Right, right.
Uh, so, for example, I can share an example. I asked these questions many years. I mean, maybe 1 year before. I asked a very. It's a recruitment for a front office manager. I asked him what is the motivation. So he gave me a lot of things. Like he liked traveling, he liked to meet people. He up from Gurgaon, which place was his Delhi, Gurgaon to Trivandrum. I asked him what made him to select this place. So he gave a lot of reasons. He like to, he would like to try South Indian food. He would like to see the beaches. Blah, blah, blah. So finally, I asked him, but I was not convinced. I was looking for something, a real passion, a real motivator in relation to his job. So I asked him, what is the relationship that, can you tell me one motivator that or motivating factor that you want to work in front office? Now, the answer what he's giving me was little confusing. Then I lost the ground. He gave me an answer saying that you're very it motivates me working alone. Do you understand? It motivates. One way it's good, but in a front office perspective, I'm looking for a person who is going to. If he would have told me an answer, he's saying that helping people motivates me, correct? Or meeting guests or solving problems motivates me, correct? Now he told me that I'm individually motivated to working alone. See, everybody has to work alone, and also it's a team. But working alone in a front office atmosphere, when I weigh him, how do you weigh him? Tell me, if maybe I'm wrong. See, it's a very front office is a place where you need helping mentality, right? More of helping,
yes,
patient, answering to the guest calls, moving along the guests, guiding them. So if you don't have that particular thing motivating, you are a bit a misfit for me. He's saying he would like to work alone. So that means he would like to sit in the reservation desk taking some calls. He's good to that. But guest relations, he would be a failure. Do you guys agree with me? Or don't think
yes,
that, I'm trying to share all my knowledge on you. You can also tell me. This is a
Sir, I
very,
have a question.
yeah, please, please.
Sir,
Yeah,
as you said that we should not lie while we are facing an interview. We should
correct.
say whatever is is in our heart or
Yes, very
whatever comes from our mind.
correct.
So yes, if I'm answering something and which is not as per your requirement or as per you, what you
Mhm.
want, what the qualities you are looking for. So should we get some ready-made answers for to face such kind of interviews, or should we say whatever it is, whatever we feel or what we are actually.
So I would suggest that talk your heart out. You understand? The interview is a
Right.
place where you can share what you are, and you should share what your thoughts are. But then in
Right.
a very diplomatic way, don't in arrogant, no, not in an arrogant manner, so that both the parties understand what sort of personality he is. Right? So be
Right.
very
Right.
honest to yourself. There's no getting a job is easy, but if you camouflage or if you tell a lie, it will not stay for long. Maybe after 2 3 months, you start looking for something else.
Right.
Right?
Thank you.
So that is what I said. The passion. There are, for example, the kitchen chef. You should have passion to cook. See, nowadays there is working chef as well as just chef at the chef office. Some people, the chefs would like to go to the range and cook once in a while. These all things we can understand. Maybe the restaurant is not busy every time, but chef also feels looking this administrator just ordering, food cost, thinking, all those things. You also would like to showcase the skills to your people, right? Once in a while, training, telling this is what I made the tomato soup. I didn't do it. It's innovation comes in. Even for FFA service also, one of the days you can just come out and help the people to serve a little bit of cheesecake in a different way. So maybe ask the chef to cook a cheesecake, do a little bit of flambe or whatnot. So this makes little innovative thinking will make your life also a little colorful. Rather than otherwise it become boredom. Correct. So maybe I'm trying to understand how a person is. Is he a challenge? Is that it motivates you? Is that the passion? Does he really like cooking or just telling that I'm here in the industry for the last 15 साल है मैं मगर चलते हैं बोलते हैं मैं तो बिरयानी करता हूँ आप that should not be the attitude. You understand? So real motivation has to be there. Every day it should be something good for you people to come to the office and start working. Even training also, there are ways of doing training, right? Every day you'll be teaching the same thing. For family service, you'll be teaching type of service. पहले भी कर दो, कल भी कर दो, परसों भी वही करते हैं type of service, है ना? Which book do you follow? Type of service, Nidika or Sudhir Andrews? Which book do you follow? Your own syllabus.
So
Deny
mostly
the question question. Which question?
in
Which
IHM
book
we
do you
used
follow?
to follow Sudhir Andrews, but now
Sudhir
we
Andrews.
have the course content
Course
exclusively for
content.
data strike. So we follow that.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, that is good. So again, want to bring some change, in your teaching style. So that gives a little more additional motivation. So if you're talking a lot of things, I can also understand this person little enterprising. You want to take initiative. Only thing that I have to give a platform for you to take that initiative.
Yes.
See, nowadays any organization looks for changes. If I am saying 1993, it was like this, it will not add value now. I also have to take, for example, many times Prashant, I should also have asked you some in between. When you're in Taj, I will also ask, this is the way how you do it. Haven't you?
Yes.
Some points which really help us to learn. Learning makes us perfect. It's not that everybody knows everything. So it's basically you learn from you, I learn from you people, you learn from me. So it basically we all learn to create a good atmosphere to develop professionally. Vinay, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Very
Did I
good.
answer that question? So be natural to yourself, be honest with yourself, and
Right, sir.
you can't please just for the you can please him and take a job, but for the long run you will be losing it. You
Right,
understand?
sir. Yes.
Okay. So there's a third question. Are you okay with the two questions now?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I just made 7 questions, which normally comes in interview discussions. Tell me about a team project when you had to work with someone difficult. Tell me about a project or a team project when you had to work with someone difficult. I will repeat this question. Many times working in industry or there could be any industry, there could be stressful moments, correct? You will have difference of opinions, correct? There will be conflicts. So tell me an incident, how you handle that conflicts. Then somebody would be saying, sir, I never had any conflict, sir. I was very much good, sir. I'm a very so pleasing guy, sir. I've been always smiling, sir. Then, no. Then either you're lying or you're a misfit of the organization. There are bound to be conflicts happening, right? Even when you arrange a small function there in your school, could be there are a lot of opinions comes up, right? Chef will say that, I will give laddu. You will say, no, laddu, पिछले बार दिया था, आप दूसरा कुछ कर दो. That is also again difference of opinion. Like Vinay, So
Yes.
how do you handle the stressful situations? So that's a very important.
Hello.
When I was in Reddit, when,
Very good.
yeah, when I was in Reddit in
Let's finish.
Hyderabad, so I used to handle a break shift, morning and evening.
Mm-hmm.
I used to handle the. I was in charge of breakfast and an evening shift also.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to face lots of conflict between the service staff, even a restaurant manager. So they used to ask for the omelette or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that time I realized if I will stand with my values, a company's values,
Mm-hmm.
it will not be a conflict situation with me. I
Right.
always used to say no with
Mm-hmm.
a kind of politeness that I'm not authorized to do this.
Great. Good. All right.
If you are a
Good.
if you are a RM restaurant manager, you have authority to punch a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And if I will get a ticket, I will give all the things whatever is mentioned in the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So so that time I realized that your values help you to
Mm-hmm.
handling the conflict situations.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
So that's what happened. Actually, this is what the tip I want to give. When you want to, when you ask with a question, how did you handle the conflicts? Very well, you can explain a situation because everybody will have a situation. Maybe a student have a situation at his college, organizing a last day out in school or college will also have some conflicts. Somebody wants to add up this song for the music, song for the final dance. Somebody has different opinions. How did you match it? Nowadays, conflict is always happening. It is without conflict, you cannot succeed at work. But conflict has to be, my opinion is that it should not be personal. It has to be only
Yes,
professional. Okay.
professional. Yes.
All right. And like Chef has said, he has explained it beautifully. But don't, when you're given a chance like this, a question has been asked like this, don't ever blame the situation or blame the parties involved. Then you are saying that you are not a team player. So watch your words, watch your actions, and make it very. Don't go overboard with your stories or life stories. Make don't give us unnecessary details. Very crisp and beautifully explain that what are the key actions. Like Chef has said, the actions he has taken. Correct? Maybe he just want to add up on the actions he has taken. He said he's the values he had already. He has taken some actions. So though, and what is the positive description of the outcome of your efforts? What are the learning outcomes? See, any problem when you try to solve it, there are a lot of learning outcomes.
Yes.
Correct. So explain that. So that gives a better picture to the recruiter, saying that this particular person is, has got some problem solving skills. And this question can be rephrased in another different way. Can you just explain a tough situation or unexpected situation you have faced? How did you handle that, situation? So this will really help, the recruiter or the talent management team to understand whether you're good in problem solving or you're a person who always shy away from problems. Okay, understand? Okay.
Yes.
So obviously, like I said, the conflicts are there. You need to solve those conflicts and go on. Personal, don't take it on hard. Professionally, you have to have difference and sort it out. I think Aleem Khan has joined. I think, hey Aleem, how are you?
Yes.
Aleem, I think somebody has joined. Aleem
Alim,
Khan, somebody.
can you
Aleem,
unmute
yeah.
yourself?
Uh, okay. Hi Aleem.
Alim, you are on mute.
Okay, I think. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Good
Yeah.
evening
Good
to
evening.
you,
My name is
sir.
Binu. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. My name is
Okay,
Alim
good.
Khan. Yeah.
And where are you from?
So I'm born in and brought up in Kolkata, but currently working in Jaipur from the last 6 years.
Oh,
Uh,
great. Pink City
I'm
of
a pass out
India.
from ISM in Kolkata. Then I started my career with Fairmont Hotels. So
Okay.
and there in operation about 6 years, and I joined Tastar Tribe from the last
Okay.
2.5 years.
Okay. You are in Jaipur. Jaipur.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good to know you. I'm Binu. I think I've given an introduction. Maybe now it's too There's nothing but I'm in from an IHM background in the industry for the last 25 years. Now I am become of my own doing HR and learning consultancy. Okay, right?
Great,
So
sir.
we just discussing
Yep.
some interview questions, how we can handle that questions. I just discussed 3 questions. So maybe Alim, we'll ask this question to you. The fourth question. During an interview,
Certainly,
I'm
sir.
asking you, asking you, can you tell me anything about a particular achievement that you have in your work or at school? Did you hear that question? Tell
Certainly,
us
sir.
about a particular. Tell us about a particular achievement at work or school. This is your fourth question. We are just discussing some behavioral questions. Nothing technical here. All right.
Certainly.
Hmm.
So I would
So,
share my
Binu,
experience
yeah, yeah.
when I joined Fairmont. That was my first job.
Mm-hmm.
My main focus was to earn a Bravogram. There was people used to appreciate through a letter known as Bravogram. Uh, we have to earn that. Once uh, I helped a lady in finding a decaffeinated coffee,
Mm-hmm.
as she was not she was allergic with the normal coffee. She wanted to have a decaffeinated coffee. I have
Mm-hmm.
gone out of the box, and I've got when my shift was over, I got to
Mm-hmm.
know that the lady is looking for decaffeinated coffee, but unfortunately the hotel was not having that in stock. So I went outside, I searched for it. Next day, without even asking for decaffeinated coffee, I offered that to the lady, and she was really happy, and she
Oh,
appreciated
great.
a lot to my manager. That was the thing which I remember till date, and